You're listening to Where You Live with Gene Sullivan.
Welcome back to Where You Live. I'm Gene Sullivan, broadcasting from the True North Painting Studios. And before I get into just giving a nod to our sponsors, Christopher, there's another theme this week with the bumper music.
There is TV dramas.
TV dramas. And you've got me completely out of my wheelhouse on this one. I'm not even going to attempt to even try and guess here. I have no idea. What is this?
The Sopranos.
The Sopranos. Boy, do I show my ignorance, huh? I guess you know that we never had HBO in the Sullivan family, but I guess it's on other networks now too, since it's in reruns.
I've actually never seen an episode.
You never.
I've heard good things though.
Oh yeah, I mean it's one of those shows that was very compelling. I hear, and I'm the same way. I have not seen The Sopranos, but
it's on my list, but I just haven't seen one.
Yeah, but like everybody else, everybody knows who Tony Soprano is.
Exactly.
Exactly. All right. Well, hey, as I was saying, we're brought to you by True North Painting, and also by American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency, and Extreme Exteriors. You can count on Extreme Exteriors for expert installation of exterior siding, roofing, soffits, fascia, decks, windows, and more. With their knowledge and experience, they can design the perfect solution to make your home beautiful and energy efficient, saving you maintenance and money for years to come. Give them a call at 763-441-1334. Tell them Gene sent you. It's time now to hear from the Community Associations Institute. The CAI Minute is brought to you by New Concepts Rental Management. Whether you're an accidental landlord or a seasoned investor, New Concepts Rental Management can advise and guide you through every aspect of the business. Give us a call at 952-922-2500.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. The address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community associations board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that is established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit www.cai-mn.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at cai-mn.com and click on membership.
If you're just joining us, we're talking about this story. In New York City, they have developed a new program called the city's Inclusionary Housing Program. It was designed to benefit by saying to developers, when we let you build these high-rise luxury apartments, we want you to carve out so many units for people that are of lower income. And they did it. And with the city's blessing, they were allowed to have two different entrances. That's right. You've got the rich front door entrance for the rich renters in the high-rise, and you have what are called now poor doors, which are generally in the back, in the alleyway, where people that are lower income, if they're going to live in these buildings, that's how they enter the building. And the twain shall never meet. That's right. The people that are the poor income renters do not have access to the same amenities that the rich renters who are paying thousands upon thousands of dollars each and every month for their unit. And this is okay. And I'm just saying, how ironic is this that this takes place when you think of the mayor of New York City saying that his big goal, his big campaign theme coming in was he wanted to end the glaring income inequality in the city of New York. And just like a lot of politicians, isn't it funny that in their desire to want to put together and try to socially engineer our society and try to take care of wrongs, there are what we call on this show all the time unintended consequences that take place. And so I want us to take a step back and take a look at why is all of this happening anyway. New York City has for a long time said it is a number of people who've been its politicians have said there has been a big inequality with income. We need to help people who are of lower income to be able to have good, affordable housing. And so what was the first thing that the politicians did there a number of years ago to socially engineer things, to make things right for people with lower incomes? They said, we've got a bright idea. We call it rent control. And what happened with rent control? Well, the promise was, you know what? You come into a apartment at a certain level. And once you come in at that level, it can't be changed. So you'll have people who are living there 5 years later, 10 years later, 15 years later, paying the same rent that they did and began a number of years earlier. That put a lot of pressure on landlords who now had increased costs with maintenance, increased costs with taxes, increased costs with utilities that need to be provided to the renters. And so what do they end up having to do in order to survive? They end up jacking up the other prices. So when someone moves out, instead of being able to have just a few percent increase in rents and having a free market, you end up having where the landlord says, I've got to make up for this on these fewer units. And so instead of charging $800, $900, $1,100 for rent, now we've got to charge $3,500, $4,000, $5,500 more in order to make up for the rent control. And so what happened with rent control? It was designed to help low-income people to be able to have more affordable housing. What did it do in essence? We've been able to see well over a decade, or maybe even a couple decades now in New York, that it hasn't worked. It has failed. They've had that in California, and it miserably fails there as well. And so that's not enough. They say, well, we still have a problem. So now let's have what we call the city's inclusionary housing program. And like everything, it's with a politician. Isn't it wonderful to have a nice, wonderful sounding name? That sounds wonderful. Inclusionary housing. And the funny thing is, there's nothing inclusionary about this program at all, because with the blessing of the city of New York and their development, and with their development authority, they're allowing these developers to have segregated quarters. So the poor folk, they can enter through the back alley. And I kid you not, that's where the entrance is. And where they have access to their units, they are not going to be coming into eye contact at any time with the rich people in the building. And how is this an inclusionary housing program? I guess they thought that this was going to help and make affordable housing. Do you think that this is going to help at all? They've gone from trying to socially engineer things with rent control. It didn't work. So now they have the inclusionary housing program. And what is that going to create? It's going to create discrimination. That's all that I see that's happening from this. And I can't believe that this is taking place. Just to give you an idea, what's happening with rent control in New York City. They say average rent for an apartment in Manhattan is just over $3,000 compared to the national average of a little more than $1,000. This was reported by the Wall Street Journal just recently. Okay, and it says economists in this article are finally taking income inequality seriously. I don't think that they are at all. In their quick knee-jerk reaction in wanting to try and fix things for all of us, what they should do would be to just allow the free market to take place. Stop and think about it. When you have purchased a cell phone over the years, have costs gone up or have costs gone down? They've gone down. Why? Because in a free market, when all of a sudden there isn't a scarcity of the product and everybody's other brothers trying to put together another cell phone, a new product with new fangled whistles and everything and gadgets on them to get people to buy them, the costs have gone down. When I first bought my first cell phone in 1988, I was in real estate. I paid over $1,500 for it. No one would think of spending $1,500. They give you the phone free if you just sign up with a package with them to promise to pay and to be with them for a couple of years. So they're giving it away. That's what happens in the free market. Take a look at DVD players and the Blu-ray players that they have for people wanting to watch movies. Have the costs gone up or the costs gone down? Back in the 80s, again, when I remember my family, my kids were young, we would go and rent a unit because we couldn't purchase one. They cost $2,500. But you'd rent one for the weekend to be able to put a movie in to be able to watch it. That was a big deal. Now you can buy DVD players and other things. You want to watch movies. They're selling for what, $39, $69, and a lot of people aren't even buying them anymore. Why? Because they've got an internet package that allows them to be able to download just for a couple of bucks to watch the movie. I'm telling you, when you have the free market, are people helped, or do things get in the way? I think we can take a look with situation after situation after situation and see that the free market, when allowed to work, does a great job in making things affordable. As President Kennedy talked about a rising tide, it floats all boats. And if you allow the free market to act, I think the exact opposite takes place. Because of competition, you get people who are competing for your dollar. People get more value for their dollar, not less. And so what we have here is something that is just really an unfortunate situation. And I hope the mayor, where is he coming to speak out on all of this? If he had, as sort of one of the huge underpinnings of his inaugural address, trying to address inequality in the city of New York, how can you allow your city departments that are now authorizing the building of these high-rise luxury apartments and having a rich door and a poor door, and thinking that you are not discriminating, thinking that you're really taking care of inequality of people and their income? It is probably just another reaction of all that is wrong with a quick knee-jerk reaction of politicians trying to fix everything. Well, we need to take a break right now. Don't go away. We've got a lot more of Where You Live after these messages.